You're such an asshole.
We have a request that is near and dear to my heart because I worked for a college that had a culinary school attached to it. And it was a fucking shit show. I can speak freely about it now because it went out of business, or they closed it down because it was about to get sued out of existence. And this is called Brown College. This was in the Twin Cities, and they had an affiliation, or they got the license to use the Le Cordon Bleu School. For those of you who maybe don't remember, a little bit too young, Le Cordon Bleu was you'd see the advertisements come in at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, like, "Hey, are you a drunk loser and look for an exciting career in the B." And that was the Cordon Bleu. Now there is a real school called the Cordon Bleu. It is out of France, a real culinary France. It is a real culinary school, and I think they do have schools still remaining around the globe. But because the United States school was such a fucking scam, such fucking shit, I think they don't quote me on this, but they're not in business anymore in the United States. I think the United States people so screwed over that reputation that their license was not renewed. Like the actual Cordon Bleu school said, no, you don't get to use that name anymore. Or the company that had it just went belly up and no one renewed it. So this is not to besmirch the real Le Cordon Bleu School of Culinary Arts out there in France, like Tokyo and stuff like that. But the ones that were bastardized by the United States schools that ran them. I'll tell you right now, all it was, this is how they screwed them over. They would have the kids come in, and it depended on what your degree was. And like all colleges and universities, so it's not specific to this college or university, but all colleges and universities like to screw you kids over as much as possible by making you take unnecessary prereqs, right? So here I am teaching economics. I think I taught statistics as well. I'd have to go, but it's been a while. Which has nothing to do with cooking or IT or any one of the other, like if you're in accounting, sure, maybe, but any one of the other college degrees, just like any other college, they made you take all these extra horseshit classes. And what they did, in case you're wondering, private school, private corporation, right? There was only so much cooking machinery, right? That's a very capital machinery intensive trade to learn. So they could only have so many culinary students working on the machines. What they do is they'd cycle them out. So they mandated you get all these bullshit courses you had to pay for. So you would go sit in these offices. We rented this office space, turned them into classrooms, and you'd sit there and learn about psychology or bullshit or whatever while everyone else was doing their actual cooking, and then you'd swap. And it behooves the question, why not just do away with the prereqs? Oh, because doubling the amount of equipment would cost too much money. Meanwhile, it could scam you kids out of it. But that's every college and university. Anyway, since then, Brown College / Le Cordon Bleu has been closed. I could tell you so many stories about the scumbags that ran it and the students that attended it. It's hilarious. But we'll keep that powder dry depending on who reacts to this video. So, and one final thing I'll say about this. Culinary school, out of all those, like, fly-by-night, looking for an exciting career in these private colleges, these private universities where they're not accredited, they were scams. They were all scams. And they were for loser kids. And really, for the most part, if you're looking at culinary school, you're a loser, got bigger problems to face. Same thing with criminal justice, right? The liberal arts are worthless fucking degrees. I grant you that. But if you're in criminal justice or looking at culinary school, your parents or you or both have made bad decisions, and you got to deal with those problems first. I don't think there was one person that attended, like I ever had as a student, that was going to somehow make it as a chef. And the ones that did dropped out because they realized it was a fucking scam and a racket, right? These are for the high school kids who never tried, got their GED, passed with D's, and then they wanted to go to college. I could tell you stories of these fucking scumbag students I had. There were some good ones, of course, but most of them were just fucking trailer trash. Just trash. And you might be a hardworking one, right? I knew a handful of kids that were hardworking ones. They were serious about it. But man, yeah, I went to culinary school. There's going to be a negative association with that. That's like, oh, you live in a trailer park. Like, oh, you got lice. It's down like you stink. I mean, that's why you got I had to choose the thumbnails. There's this meme like I'm a chef, and it's just this fucking loser with tatted up arms, like, oh, no one works harder than me. I'm a fucking dick for no reason. It there's a lot of truth to that stereotype. So the client writes, "Hi, Aaron. I'm an idiot for wanting. Am I an idiot for wanting to do a 9-month culinary program at my local trade school? I've already been working as a line cook for about a year now, and I genuinely love it. I know it's not a high-paying job, but it's the first time I've actually liked the work that I'm doing. Good for you. Okay, I'm not saying don't become a chef, right? I'm just saying let's do it the most intelligent and affordable way possible." Uh, the reason I want to take this course is to expand my knowledge and possibly get a better paying gig by having it on my resume in addition to actual hands-on experience at a restaurant kitchen. I also don't have many friends outside of work, and it would be cool to meet new people who share a common interest. Okay, buddy, their IQ is going to be 85 on average. Yeah, you might meet some cool people, but you are not, you are already working, right? You have industriousness, you're mature, you've thought this through. You're like, I really like cooking. I know it doesn't pay a lot, but boy, I sure like it. Maybe I'll meet some friends. You are going to meet, you ever, there's a specific type of poor person smell, right? I'm not trying to slam on poor people, but there's a very unique niche. I'm not talking homeless and body odor. I'm talking like part pot, part I didn't clean my car, part there's some McDonald's French fries in the back of my car, part I live in the car, right? That kind of stench. Like you go to the girls' apart, part cat litter that has been cleaned in a while. You know the type I'm talking. That that is the caliber. That's the pond you're going to be fishing in for new friends. So just to warn you, you may not get the intellectual social stimulation you need. Uh, don't have a the course is relatively cheap. It's less than $5,000. I could go to class before work. I also don't have any debt because I've never attended college. Thanks, asshole. See, you're the guy who should become you're the guy who should become a chef because you're like, all right, so here's the deal. In general, culinary school is a waste. It's a fucking waste, right? That being said, it doesn't mean going to some kind of school or getting some kind of skills or training is going to hurt you. And so now it depends upon the school and the program being offered. This one for $5,000 and 9 months, you know what? It's better than what most people do and buy a brand new car, right? And so I'm going to require a couple things from the audience. I'm going to give my bets and speculation, but I'm gonna have other people from the audience kind of hopefully who work in the culinary field then. All right. First, before you sign up for this thing, I would go around and talk to the chefs of restaurants you think you'd want to work for in your area. Say, how'd you get here? Because my recollection was people would go, they worked their way up and they either showed up on time, did their job right, and then got promoted. All right. And they didn't have to go to the college or the school. Or they worked like you're doing now, and they went to a particular type of school, like a real one. I didn't see any in the Twin Cities. I just saw fly-by-night scam schools. But there might be, like the one you're looking at, that might be, oh, yes, that's a reputable school. Plus, it's been, God, 20 years since I taught, maybe even 30. Oh, God, I'm old. So in that time, there may have been new schools that have come up or old schools that got their shit together. So what I'm saying is you need to do research. Go out there and ask like chefs that you respect at restaurants you respect, like, hey, how'd you get here? Maybe go on LinkedIn because obviously you don't want to bother them. Or you know what? You're a chef, right? You could sneak in, go in at the bar, say, wait for the bar, find out when kitchen closes. You do your math. Say, okay, the chef is going to be done. Offer to buy the guy a drink. Tell the waitress, hey, or the bartender, hey, when the guy is off, your main chef, can you ask him if I can buy him a drink and pick his brain about how he got there? Right. I think you need to do that with 3 or 4 chefs. Get the ear. I don't care how you do it. The time and effort is going to be a lot less than you go into this program. Get the ear of at least 3, if not 4 chefs of restaurants you respect and would like to work at. Say, how'd you get to be the top chef here? Because sous chef is number 2. I forget what chef number 1 is. Yes, chef. I love the menu, the movie, not my book. He just claps. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Ralph Fiennes. You need to talk to guys who made it, right? Not just blindly go to a school. So you know the path you're going down is the right path. The second thing I'm going to ask is for people in the audience who maybe search this, who are successful chefs, who aren't the fucking potheads, tatted up arms, like you actually give a shit about cooking. You actually give a shit about showing up on time and you have a passion. You actually do care like this guy does. How do you recommend it? Let's use my moderately sized internet net here to cast and maybe get some opinions. But long ago when I talked to people like, yeah, you don't have to go to those schools. No, show up, do it, work hard, blah, blah, blah. Then I don't know what the next step is on how you get from working at Applebee's up to a pretty good restaurant. That's why I don't know. It kind of almost be fun in my mind. My logic would take me, go to the restaurants and the bistros you like, and then ask the chef. Go on the internet, do some research. But I think just going like, yeah, go there, buy the guy a drink, wait till he's after, like, does he have time? That kind of thing. Maybe you got to go to a bunch of different places, but kind of wait, kitchen closes. They got to do all their cleanup. I don't know how long that takes, hour, 2 hours, whatever. Have the bartender like, yeah, when does the chef get a break? Hell, you know what you could do? You could just sit out in the back with a pack of cigarettes, even though you don't smoke, and just wait for the chef to take his break, because they're all going to smoke, right? Obviously. Somehow you got to get the ear of these guys or gals. The other thing is then, yes, hopefully someone in the audience will say, yeah, here's the path you got to go. And then the third thing is, if you find out that school that you want to attend, that program, because it's only 9 months, that's good. That program is reputable. You find out, oh yeah, that actually does. Okay, maybe the culinary schools, some of them might have been turned around. Some of them might be legit. And I think something like a program is a lot better than a degree. Because you don't need a bachelor's degree in culinary arts. And you know what? Another thing I do? Here's another thing. I'm not joking. I am not joking. Go to that school, right? Where the program is and class is in session. And just walk the cars. I mean, it's going to look like you're casing the cars and the cops might get called. But just go in there. How many Buick Regals do you see with a ton of fucking shit in the back seat? How many Pontiac Sunfires do you see with bald tires? What quality and caliber of kids are going to this school, right? Go in and look at the school. Look around. Look at the students. Are they fat, pasty, dopey losers? Do they all got tattoos? Do they all look like pieces of shit? Probably not. This is probably not a school you want to attend. I know that's unfair. It might be the greatest school ever. Again, see what other chefs who are successful in the field say, yeah, that's a great school. I know the attendees are kind of shit, but if you take it seriously, the top 3% do go on. But that's what I would do, man. Go walk through. Look at the parking lot. Look at the cars. I want to know how much junk is in the back of the cars. That's what I want to know. And then just look at the people. Do you look like, do you have fire in your eyes? Do you look like you're walking with purpose? Are you just, you got that smell, you got that stench, you got that, my parents have way too many cats in the trailer park and I'm too lazy to escape it, so I'm going to go to culinary school. I'm going to live with them. I'm going to smell like the cats and the lice. I'm not, again, not trying to slam on poor people. I'm trying to slam on the type of people who are not going to put the effort in, like you. Are they attending that school? And if it's that type of school, you don't want to go there. But these are just my creative ideas on whether or not you should attend the school or not. I am for you, because assuming people in the industry say, yes, that's a good school, you can go to it. I want you to go and become a good chef because you like it, you show up on time, and we need them. It's a real profession if you take it seriously. And yeah, you could go work in Vegas. For the love of God, don't become one of these dreamboat type of people like, I'm gonna mortgage my entire life savings and open up a restaurant on the strip, and then you're bankrupt 6 months later. Please don't do that. But yeah, you need some kind of training. You need something that might increase your edge. It may be you just have to self-study. Maybe you actually do go overseas, though you probably don't have the budget for it. You probably obviously have to work. But there is a way to avoid scam culinary schools and get into that top chef position. There is a way. And yes, there might be some culinary schools or programs that might be worth it. But I'd be awfully suspect, very suspect. So go to the source, ask the people you want to become, how'd you get here? What do you recommend? And so here, do this instead. Oh, you got Moxie, man. I'm looking for a sous chef. You want to come work on weekends or something like that? That's what I would be doing. And here's another thing, because I'm just going to assume this about you. I'm going to assume you don't look like some Adderall pothead addicted, tatted up piece of shit, right? I'm going to assume you don't look like the millennial washed up hipster who's running his burger bar for $30 a burger, and he's got his mustache and his beard. Can you be clean cut? And if you're not, get clean cut. Take out the fucking earrings. Don't be the fucking stereotype. All right? Don't stink. I'm assuming you don't stink. But walk in there looking like you just went through basic training, got a perfectly clean haircut. And just ask the guy, right? I mean, don't wear a suit or nothing like that. But if you don't look like a degenerate, yeah. Like, oh, this guy, it's like, how do you date in America? Step 1, don't be fat. It's a pretty low hurdle. And so if you don't look like this 19-year-old washed out, couldn't pass high school loser with tattoos and some kind of fucking shitty car with crap in the back of it, and you walk in and you're like, hey, and you're smart enough to know to kind of grease the palms a little bit with a drink for the chef. Yeah. Shit, that might be the interview process right there. Hey, I like this restaurant. How did you get to where you are? I guarantee you, with the turnover in the industry, one of these top chefs are like, yeah, can you believe my sous chef got arrested for drug possession and now I'm short one? Can you believe the sous chef didn't show up? Yeah, we could use your help. Shit, they might fucking train you themselves. Here's a guy who showed up. He doesn't stink. He doesn't smell like pot. He want to know how to get to my position. He was not asking for a job, but here you are, buddy. Do you want me? So the audience might have a better idea than I do. I just think that's a good idea. And what's it going to cost? You got to go out on Tuesday night, Friday night, whatever, right? You get yourself a drink, you get him a drink. Like, what do you think? But in general, I do want to encourage you to become normally I want to encourage people to become a chef. Like, that's bullshit. But you show up on time, you do the job right, you enjoy it, and now you're serious about it. So yes, there might be a program for you. I would go and do some industry research, which could be fun, and see if that is the most efficient way. It could also depend on location, right? Like, you could be in bumfuck Egypt and like, come on in. Because everyone's living at the trailer park, making babies and collecting welfare. You sound like you're going to show up. Could be a major city. We got a shortage. Or no one in this town, unless you got certified education, because we're run by a roost of Karens. So there you are. Let's go to the super chats. Chris Surdak, $5. Hey, Cap, you're going to need that new email. Chris, why am I going to need a new email? Is that necessary to get the options on this company? Just tell me what I need to do. Dave, 128, $2. Scam like broadcast schools like Brown College. Yeah, Brown College was the one that owned them. Oh yeah, the School of Broadcast Journalism, that fucking bullshit. Yeah. So there was a very popular, very successful producer. He went to Brown College. He works at Garage Logic, and yeah, he's the exception to the rule. He actually was successful. Yeah, Brown College is the one that went belly up. It's no longer. I Anyone want to give me shit? I'll start spilling the tea. I'll spill the beans. I'll let everyone know I got names. Want to do this? Uber noob, $2. Be prudent. Go to the Carlson School of Management. I will say this. Outside of an accounting major, Le Cordon Bleu in the United States is as valid as going to the Carlson School of Management. They're both equally shit schools. At least the Carlson School will need up at least culinary school will need up 4 years of your life of bullshit. Dre, $2. Cappy's favorite dish is soapy pancakes from Perkins. No, I don't go to Perkins anymore. I don't. I'll tell you this, another thing, buddy. The way companies or restaurants are just being managed for shit. Now that's private equity, I grant it. This looks perfect for taking over. Like just a competent chef going in there. Like, yeah, I can organize this kitchen. I can get this shit together. I think there's some low-hanging fruit. People are so desperate. Like, I just went out, Jacob's Brew House in Deadwood, drove all the way up there. This is supposed to be a high-end restaurant for South Dakota standards. Why is my pork? Why is it raw in the middle? Right? Me and the GF were driving back, and I'm like, and then we went to another restaurant I like, and like they way overcooked her food and they undercooked mine. And I'm like, look, I'm not expecting 7-star Michelin service, but I expect my food to be done right. Right? If this is a sit-down restaurant, and it's just this year, I'm like, I really, we're eating at home more. I'm smoking meats. The food is better. Just being a competent chef. I'm not kidding. The level is that low. Showing up on time, not stinking, not having a drug addiction. Uber noob, $5. On a serious note, it's never been easier to start a restaurant. Rent a kitchen for $15 to $45 an hour. Buy ads on DoorDash. Trial a menu until you get a hit. Oh yeah, they got those rent kitchens, don't they? Yeah, there's micro entrepreneurship type of ways you could give a trial run. You're not wrong, Uber noob. You're not wrong. I've only heard of that stuff. Like you rent a kitchen. I don't know. Honestly, I would just almost do it at home, right? I know it's so stereotypically douchey, but a food truck, which is less overhead. I don't know if he's at the entrepreneurship stage yet. Maybe he doesn't want to be. He's happy. I can't fault. Let's not fuck with that. Maybe you're best in an employed situation. And I'm not kidding. Kind of like Alex Patino, who won't ever write the book, or I knew a musician who will never write the book. He'll just cry and mope. What you here to the client, what you could do is you've started out ground zero, right? Now you're the sous chef. You work your way up. You get to the top chef. And I don't even think you need celebrity chef status, but you could almost write a book like How to Become a Successful Chef. And it's going to be basic shit like show up on time, comb your hair, don't live out of the back of your Buick Regal. Don't do drugs. And you could almost become a kind of like an internet celebrity chef, right? An anonymous. And you can even write stories, right? Change the name and locations and kind of what happened, but the story is still the same because there's going to be drama and bullshit, right? Get people to follow you. And then down the road, you come up with a cookbook, right? Huh? We seeing the vision? We seeing the vision? All right. Yeah. Dave, $2. Maybe you should ask AI or Reddit. No, he could like Reddit. Yeah, go out there on the internet. It's out there. I think showing up at a look. Do you want to search Reddit all day, or do you want to walk down to the restaurant you really like on your day off? Wait for the main chef to get out. You know, find out when the kitchen closes. Say, talk to the bartender. Gonna ask the main chef if I can buy him a drink after his shift. I Man, asshole consulting is good. I run circles around McKinsey and Bain. You guys are like the ones missing your chromosomes over there. Like, DRESG leverage synergies. $8,000 an hour, please. We are McKinsey. Fuck. Planes worry. Be a cook in the military. That's not a bad idea. Planes. That's a great idea. Why does he join the military, the reserves, or the National Guard, and he under the assumption he become a cook? That's not going to hurt his resume. And then he gets some healthcare benefits and tuition reimbursement. Not a bad idea, Planes. Chris, $2. Haha, we can make it work with your AOL account. No, you have my email. Do you need another email? Ken Rose, $5. Greetings, Cappy. Culinary school is grossly overpriced, but taking cooking lessons, I don't think that's bad. Oh no, that's not bad. No. I'm 7 for 10 on smoking meats. I've followed the instructions pretty closely, and it comes out shit. I'm like, what? What the hell? You know, and that I'm not buying necessarily cheap meats either. You know, you want a good cut of pork or beef or whatever, and then I mean it's edible, but you're like, what? This was supposed to. I followed. God damn it. Yeah, cooking lessons. Like if he knows how to cook, now I know this. There is some value in having like a food management course or two, like budgeting and ordering, inventory management. That's one thing that he should probably take, and hopefully it should be included in the culinary school. But the actual cooking and technique and all that would be included in there too. But the boring shit, I guarantee you the culinary people, they don't like the boring shit. It's like, oh my God, I'm a celebrity chef. I watched the TV show where it was Kung Fu Cook-Off, and go watch those cooking shows, right? There's no thin, happy winners in the contestants. None of them. They got internet well, they got promotions, right? They got go look. I want in the what we coming up on 15 years, 20 years of cooking show bullshit. I want to know where all those contestants are now. Where are you all? Gee, you're awfully hard on. You're kind of a dick. Hey, shh, be quiet. Be quiet. The age of the sensitive millennial type is over. The age of the pissed off Gen Xer has come. You're the ones living in the back of your Buick Regal, not me. I don't think I don't think so either. Micah Robinson, food truck cart is the way to go. Okay, so there, we got some other people, I presume, in the industry. Thank you, Micah. Yeah, I wouldn't, dude, having worked in banking, there's no reason to run a restaurant. Don't open a restaurant, okay, buddy? Just trust me on that. Don't open a restaurant. Go become a great chef first, right? And then maybe a little bit of social media under an alias, right? Build up a reputation there. Avoid politics. Don't say anything controversial. And then all of a sudden, you're like Emil. Emil probably doesn't run a restaurant. He leases out his name, or is it Emerald? Whatever, the guy. You garlic that guy, right? I don't think they don't. Because Gordon Ramsay, he has restaurants in Vegas. I just think they use his name. I don't think they actually, because that's their business, as being a celebrity chef. Yes, chef! Stick it in harder. Space Cowboy, $2. Do the people smell that bad? No, I am somewhat over exaggerating it. But have you ever dated someone whose like parents weren't around and no one taught them hygiene, right? I don't mean BO. It's part pot part you don't wash your clothes regularly, part there's food in your car, right? Do you know the type I'm talking about? It's lower middle income. We're not talking homeless. We're not talking doesn't have access to running water. I'm not talking down and out destitute. I'm talking like you go home and your parents are potheads and you may not do pot, but your hair, right? You ever date a girl and her hair's like, oh, no, am I the only one? You know the type? Uber noob, $2 street pharmacy to waitresses, additional money. To waitresses, street pharmacy to waitresses is additional money. Like a drug dealer to waitress? I guess, yeah, any part-time. You could be a CEO, and if you work as a waitress, you make extra money technically. Space Cowboy, $2. Go to a hole in the wall who serves amazing food. Yeah, if he wants to, sure. I would obviously go to where they pay best. I'm going to imagine it could be a hole in a wall. Chris Surdak, $5. I work for a Bang competitor. All you need is pics of the CEO in a Bo Peep outfit. To what? Like blackmail him into closing down? Dude, that whole high end Boston Consulting Group, Bain, McKinsey. Now that I'm older, and I'm like, God, you guys don't know shit. You don't know shit. I've even had clients who worked at these large consulting. Like I'm like, yeah, wow, okay. I mean, they were cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, I don't know what you do, man. Um, but yeah, especially when McKinsey's DEI report from 2015. Watch how they've been doubling down on it. Like they just will not let the DEI. They won't admit they were wrong. They won't. It's hilarious. All right, there you guys go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Link below is a book called Worthless, The Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. If you're a high school student and you're like, maybe I should go into culinary school. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Go get that book first. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.